This week on the Beyond Wars podcast, I have a bit of a chat about my trip to Brighton and along with the Nightreign beta.
We review my first week as a professional streamer and how much of a superstar I've become.
So come and join us.
In another world.
Welcome back to the Beyond Wars podcast. I am Beyond Joe.
I'm Sunday Stephen.
Yeah.
So it might not be Sunday when you listen to this, but it's Sunday Stephen you're listening to. So
Yeah, we record every Sunday. Yeah. And today is Sunday. It'd be weird to always try and pick out the days that it's not. It doesn't make sense. So. And I like Sunday Stephen. I think it's wicked. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. It's been alright this week. Well, it got better.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, things do. Anyone that's not doing great, things get better. It's cool.
Yeah. It's so cliche, but life is a roller coaster in the sense that sometimes you get those ups and you are on top of the fucking world. But when you are up like that, there's only one way to go. And when you are at your lowest, there is also only one way to go. So,
and sometimes there's corkscrews and loop-loops. So
take you by surprise. Sometimes the ride breaks down.
It's not even, and sometimes it's not even a roller coaster. It's one of those ones that just shoots you straight up and then you drop.
Yeah. Theme park analogies.
Yeah, I don't count those as roller coasters. Roller coasters are move along a track. I'm a theme park aficionado. I don't know if you knew that.
Very much off topic. I was a theme park aficionado. I was obsessed. Like me and Belle, when we first started dating, we went to like all of them. I couldn't get enough. I
never managed to convince my parents to take us to Alton Towers. We had like the yearly pass things to go to all the Wizards. Is it Wizards? No, it's not Wizards. That's cards. Merlin.
Close.
We had the Merlin.
Merlin is a wizard.
Yeah, we had the cards to go to everywhere. So we went to everywhere apart from Alton Towers because it was just a bit too far from London for my mum to want to drive there and drive back. It's like 4 or 5 hours driving or something. It's like, fuck off. So I've never actually been to Alton Towers. I would like to go there, but I cannot count the amount of times I've been to Thorpe Park in Chessington. Like, when I was, we used to just jump on the train. No, I just go in because you just go to Staines and then get on the bus for free to the thing, and then just go on a few rides and go home. It's great.
Always reminded me of Ali G. That whenever I'd be on there, I'd get off at Staines. The thing with theme parks now, though, I think it's maybe becoming an adult and growing up and seeing news and stuff. I'm kind of scared of them now. I've got to be on it. Maybe call me a wuss, but the amount of people losing limbs and stuff on these rides is astronomical.
Well, that's why I go on the ones I've been on. Don't go on the new ones because I've tried those. I've tested those. I'm still alive, so I've been. I've only ever got stuck on one ride. I've had a horrible experience on one, but I've only got stuck on one. I think it's called Slammer. I can't remember if it's a Thorpe Park or Chester. It's just one that it's 2 poles, a long one in the middle with seats on the end, and you go up and it goes just round. We got stuck in that as it was coming down. It didn't go all the way down, so we were sat in that for like 40 minutes. But
fun.
The only annoying thing, I got a real bad cramp in my hip at the time. That was super annoying. I was trying to stretch out my leg, but because of the way the floor was positioned, I could not move it out to like stretch it anyway to relieve it. It was horrible. And then there was one at Thorpe Park Rush. It's similar. It's like a swing. My seat thing just kept coming up, man, and it wasn't belted in. It's one that you push it over and then push it down.
Yeah, the extra clip.
It was
right?
over. That was fine, but it was coming up. like all the way to the top as well. I had to hold myself in the whole
Yeah, no.
time.
See,
Like I would have come out. Like
see, that
I
doesn't
haven't
help
been
my
on that one
fear
again.
now. No,
I haven't ever gone on that one again. I have
I
to say, I've
I
got a good
remember
thing for that one.
we rocked up, and I think it was called Smiler or something. Smiley, I can't remember what, but we'd and this is at Alton Towers, and we'd been on it, and then we were walking around, and then we noticed everyone was like looking up at this ride that we'd been on maybe an hour before, and there's a point where it goes up and does this crazy stuff, and then it stops above a massive drop, and there's like a hole where it will shoot like water and stuff at you and steam, and it's a massive drop. And these people, it's supposed to stop for like, I don't know, 2 seconds to like get you ready to drop down. This thing I think must have been up there for about 10 minutes, so they were all just sat
Yeah,
there at this drop. I just, yeah. Anyway, theme
it's
parks, I want to
so
love them again.
it hot days are really bad to go because metal expands, right? So the heat
Oh, of
tracks
course.
get bigger, and that's days where they'll get stuck. It will be when it's really warm.
It was a
Was it
warm
a
day.
warm day that day? Yeah.
Yeah, super hot. I remember that.
Yep.
Fun
Yeah.
in the
Don't go when
queues.
it's yeah. Don't go when it's hot. It's silly, but don't go when it's hot.
Yeah.
Warwick
Well,
Castle.
and
Shout out to Warwick Castle as well. Warwick Castle's fucking badass.
really want to go there, and I think we should take Bowie. So,
Oh fuck yeah, bro! When I
yeah.
went, they did jousting and they had a trebuchet, man. Who doesn't love a trebuchet?
Yeah,
It
Civ.
can throw
That's coming out
things
soon.
like 300 feet, man. Like it can throw. Yeah, bro. Yeah, mad siege engine. Top tier.
Have you seen? I do not know what film it's from, but it is like it's like the most manly way to die. There is a scene from I think it's a Bollywood film, and all these guys get on a tree that's been tied down, and they're all there with their shields. There's about five or
Oh
six of them
yeah,
get
yeah,
on this
yeah.
tree. They cut
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
fly up into the air. The shields all they became like
And
a
they become the cannonball, right?
yeah, become a cannibal,
Yeah, yeah.
hit the side, land, and then they're ready to fight. It's one of the best scenes. I really want to watch that movie for that scene alone. Fantastic.
For Bollywood cinemas.
Top notch, top notch.
Yeah, like it's yeah. I can't say I've ever watched one, but like the clips
Yeah.
sold
I've watched many clips.
god tier. Yeah.
So what you're watching, what you're reading, what you've been playing?
I've been doing a lot. I haven't
Sick.
had shift. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's been good. I mean, it's been not so good because I haven't had shifts this week, but we'll be all right. But yeah, I played a lot. I finished my Path of Exile playthrough of like normal. So
Sick.
I'm thinking of because doing crawl is just the same again. I'm gonna get it to endgame and then I'll do a little bit of endgame with it because you just play the story twice, just a little bit harder. But it's not going to be harder because I'm still going to be better. So you don't watch it twice.
You streamed all of it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, did all of it. Streamed all of it.
That's sick.
The first part was one, like Act 1 was one part, and then Act 2 and 3 were 2 parts. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's like a good few videos up there. I finished Ratchet and Clank. Really enjoyed that.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to platinum it because there's not much left I have to do. I could probably do that in the evening, to be honest.
So was that the newest PS5 one, or was that the remake?
The newest PS5
Yeah.
with
Cool. That's what I thought.
It was really good, man. The humor was on point. It was very Ratchet and Clank, and yeah, it's like the first PS5. Well, I say like first PS5 game, because like Path of Exiles, that's like in every game. That I feel like I've played the game, not watched the game.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a little bit of cutscene, and then I was on that planet doing shit. Even if there was a little cutscene, there was so much stuff that I was up doing and blasting, and it felt good. Ratchet and Clank is one of my favorite series of games ever, and it was it's like the only one I haven't finished. So that's
Nice.
and I've platinumed quite a lot of them, so might as well add this one to the collection. I'm surprised it's not a little bit harder to platinum. Normally there's a trophy for doing it on hard mode, and there wasn't a trophy for doing it on hard mode. I'm a little bit annoyed I did it on hard mode.
You have to go into hard mode though. don't you? Because you have to, or is it just New Game Plus you have to go into? Because there's a weapon. I think you can't get.
You have to start challenge mode,
Oh, that's
which
it.
is
Okay.
New Game Plus,
Yeah,
to buy some weapons. There's some
yeah.
weapons already in New Game Plus.
That's what I remembered.
Yeah, that's all I have to go into New Game Plus for, really, though. And you don't have to. You don't get one for getting all the gold bolts. Like, come
Oh,
on. Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, you get like trophies in game because you get collectible unlocks and stuff. You can change how
okay.
your ratchet looks and stuff, how your wrench and hammer look and stuff. Even so, I made mine look like you can make it look like a keyblade.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, yeah, that's sweet.
Gotta love a Keyblade.
Yeah, who doesn't? Shout out to Eddie playing Kingdom Hearts 2 at the moment.
Yeah,
Good
good
luck
for
on that.
him. And the like super hard version as well, right?
Yeah, he's playing on critical mode.
I've never even heard of it.
I'm sure I've played Final Mix like 2-3 times. I'm sure I've done it, but I can't remember it at all, to be honest. So I probably haven't. I've definitely done it on proud mode, but critical doesn't ring a bell. Well, it does ring a bell, but can't remember playing it. I'm sure I have, but I can't remember. So I did. I watched quite a lot as well. I started a new fun one that has got a very long title that I need to open this tab to read the title because I can't remember it. It's called The Osan Newbie Adventurer, trained to death by the most powerful party, became invincible. Yeah, it's a long
It's
one.
a mouthful.
Yeah, it's about a guild receptionist who quits the guild at he's like 30 years old to become an adventurer because
Nice.
he has a skill. Not everyone has a skill, and it didn't activate till he was like 30. So I was like, cool, nice. So he goes through like super hell training and is super duper.
It's cool to
Very
have an older
amusing.
protagonist.
Yeah, it's like me and Ken watched that guild, the guild receptionist one. I think you might have mentioned it to me before.
Maybe.
Let me go back and have a look at what this one was because this one's very good as well, actually.
Because I'm getting confused between the two. I thought that was the one that you mentioned because they're quite similar.
No, this one's I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to avoid overtime. And it's got a lot of very poignant corporate worker parallels that me and
Okay.
Ken found very amusing, being corporate workers. It was very. There were a lot of moments where we just looked at each other, didn't say anything, and were like, "It's so true, man." That
I
was very good. That was just a good receptionist is like super duper mega powerful, and she's really annoyed that people take forever to finish their quests. So she goes out and beats whenever a strong monster to go turns up. She goes and beats it so she can avoid the paperwork.
That's fantastic. As well, these long titles, some of them are just fantastic, and it can be a bit
Yeah,
off-putting the weird titles. But the one that middle-aged shopper one, something about it just I think it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying that one. Yeah, we're eating good.
yeah. It's nice to branch out again a bit. Like it's been a while since I've binged anime, and I've been binging quite heavily. So like I'm about halfway through a sort of semi Full Metal rewatch. I'm not really
Ah,
watching it.
cool.
It's like my nighttime thing. So I'll put it on before I go to bed while I'm reading. So I'm about 3/4. They're in Drachma. Not in Drachma. They're up in the north at the moment.
I
Just
need
sorted
to.
out. I can't remember what his name is. Big one.
I do need to rewatch Full Metal. That's the one that I try and watch every couple of years.
Yeah.
One or the other. I try and alternate as well. I like to watch both. I think both have good points to them. So
I have to do Full Metal and Gurren Lagann.
yeah,
Because Gurren Lagann just fills me with feel goods, and Full Metal Alchemist is the masterpiece to me.
yeah, absolutely is.
As we've gushed over before.
Oh, we could gush for days over Full Metal.
Yeah. This isn't a Full Metal. This isn't a Full Metal talk. Sorry.
You still watching Solo Leveling?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah. Well, What have you watched?
So the
When was
last
the
one I
last episode?
saw, he went in. I
Oh, was
don't
it the?
think this weekend's one I saw.
Yeah,
So
I
the
haven't
one
seen
before this
the most
weekend.
recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Uh,
he beat the
yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Nailed it. Nailed it. Perfect. That's like almost my level of pronunciation there.
But it wasn't bad. Like the actual name was in there somewhere.
I
It's
think it
just you
was,
got to
yeah.
take out bits of it and put it together.
That some of those action scenes were brilliant, I
Yeah,
thought.
I'm worried. I mean, it was something that popped up on Reddit that just before we started actually. There's shows where the MC is like the only person saving that is the only person like that's like relevant. There was once listed, and it's like super obvious, but not obvious. But solo leveling is going to become very much that very soon. I think it
Yeah.
gets to the point that it's Jinwoo, and no one else can fucking do shit. And I mean, it's in the title, but some supporting characters is nice to have. You know.
Well, they at the end of that. So yeah, apologies, spoilers for solo leveling. But at the end of that episode, last week's episode, they did even say there was one of the guys talking to the guildmaster, and he was just like, he said, "Oh, who's more powerful, me or him?" And he was like, "Well, could you solo an A/S rank dungeon?" And the guy was like, well, "No, like I couldn't." It was like, yeah, like
He did.
he did. Yeah, he's done it again. Like I don't think it's the first time. We all watched it happen. Yeah.
And like the sequel series for it is so like they're alluding to like the system messages and like the elf and then Karglagran, they got like that error state, didn't they both? So
Yeah.
in like the sequel he's gonna be battling some planet interdimensional planetary, not I don't know, planetary is not the right word there, but interdimensional galactic
Nonsense.
something or others, and it's like, what the fuck? How's this gonna happen, man? I'm intrigued. I don't want to read it because I want to see how it happens and I want to see it on screen because, yeah, it'll be.
It's going to be a bit of a wait, I think, but probably worth it.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think they've
Oh,
got their
really?
Chimera. Yeah, I reckon end of season 2 is probably going to get to the Chimera Ant arc, and then season 3 will finish it.
Okay.
Solo leveling's not very long.
Fair.
It's it goes into solo leveling Ragnarok, I think, quite quickly. And there might be a time skip in there somewhere.
Well, that's exciting.
Hmm.
Keep moving along. That's what we want.
Yeah. What else? Oh, I've already finished the book for the book club. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So,
I'm on book
reminder
two.
for this month's book club. Well, there's not much left. I think a couple more weeks and we'll do our next episode. And so that's Robin Hobbs, the Assassin's Apprentice. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Um,
Part of the Farseer trilogy. I can't remember what that one is.
Yeah, no, that sounds right. That does sound right. And yeah, you'll hear what our thoughts are on that. I'm still reading it. Just went on a trip to Brighton. So
Oh, very nice.
we're a couple of hours away from Brighton. And I was sure that I'd get to read some of that when I was there. I was positive I would. But I got up very early in the morning when I'll explain why I did that in a minute or two. But got up very, very early yesterday morning. Far too early than any human should ever get up. And
So did I.
I
was there with you, bro. I was there with you, man.
Then by 7 o'clock when we put Bowie down, I in the hotel room. Normally we can like leave her. We've got this bed set up so because we co-sleep, but we have this set up where we can leave her in the room. Obviously can't do that in a hotel. She's just in the middle of a bed. She could roll off and hurt herself. So I was like, yeah, I can totally read. I was out. I was out like a light. 7 o'clock. We did so much exploring. The Forbidden Planet in Brighton is excellent. Very different to London's like the mega store, super, but it's the one in London feels, I don't know,
Very
like
claustrophobic.
yeah, and kind of soulless as well. London,
Yeah.
I feel
yeah.
it's yeah, very bright lights. The one in Brighton's got a lot of soul. There's a lot of like hand drawn posters. I just think it's wicked. I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
I picked up a couple of figures. I want to do a video where basically there's these two Chainsaw Man figures. I like the Anime Heroes line for One Piece, and they've got that for Chainsaw Man as well. But there's also another figure by another brand that Crunchyroll have done. They're both 20 quid, and I want to compare the two. So that'll be an upcoming video. I am going to do it. It's the whole reason I bought these two figures. So that will be up on the channel soon. Watch out for that. So I picked them up. We've got Bowie a Anya cuddly because thanks to you she loves Anya, and that's not in like a derogatory way, like genuinely thanks to you she loves Anya. And it was in like a bin, not like a dump bin, but a bin full of plushies, and I just pulled it out as I was making my purchase, and I just sort of showed it to her, and Belle was like, she's shaking, you have to buy it. She was going, Anya. So she now has an Anya plushie, so pick that up.
Oh shit.
And
you're gonna have to find more Anya stuff.
Yeah,
now you guys are gonna have to freaking do the cosplay at some point.
Yeah, at some point. It's going to be hard for me with the beard and all the hair, but I'll figure it out.
You're on a mission.
But this is what I said to Belle. I was like, I could be on a mission, but then does it work? Anyway, we'll figure it out. And
you have a toy gun as well.
Oh yeah, yes, that would work.
And you make it like a little Author P97 or whatever they are, like James Bond gun.
Pew pew. Brighton has one of the Bandai.
I could be the little guy.
Yeah, you could.
I'll walk around on my knees.
Or Bond Man. Just dress you up in white.
Or I could just be Bond.
Yeah, you could. There you go. Yeah, you could be Bond. That would work too. But yeah, so there's a couple of these Bandai gacha pop-up stores. There's 3 in London, I think. One in Camden. I've not been there. They've got a JoJo event soon, and I did check it out, and there's not much I want from there. But we went into this in, like, I think I went to Brighton at the beginning of last year, before I was into Gunpla and Gundam, like, heavily and stuff. And they had loads of Gundam little gacha. So I got some of them. They had One Piece cards. Of course, I have to get them. Yeah, it was just wicked. I really enjoyed it. It's got so many little shops. So yeah, I had to definitely check myself, because I would have spent a lot of money. And the Gunpla they had in the Food and Planet was really impressive. A great selection. A lot more than you'd find in most places. Some old stuff, new stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out if anyone's in Brighton.
One of the things I always find the problem with the London one is they've got like a lot of the same thing. Yeah, have like one of something everywhere, and a few of something else. It's not a whole lot of variety. I know they it's a touristy one, so they got to sell other stuff, but
yeah, that's it. It's frustrating, but yeah, really cool. I had a really good time. Nice. And I also took Chainsaw Man because I'm reading that at the moment, and I wanted to keep reading that. Didn't touch it. It's just, yeah, it meant that we had a great time, and that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're enjoying ourselves.
You were all tuckered out.
So tuckered out. But I did get a little Gunpla from the gacha, and I'm a bit frustrated because I got I went for a crossbone like set thing, and then one of them was like in that box was a part set. I don't think I got the part set, but the cheeky thing is when I looked at the ball, I could see the crossbone in like instructions. I was like, yes, it's crossbone. And then I noticed that all the colors are wrong. So I think I got the one random like kit that wasn't the crossbone, but at least it wasn't a parts kit. Because imagine that, you just get a parts kit for mini parts and you don't have any other minis. But yeah, I think when I'm in Camden, I might get another one. They're pretty cool.
That might be what my sister got me, one of those for Christmas. It was the aerial one. Like it was weird because I didn't look like I was building what was there. It was odd. Those instructions were funny.
But yeah, I'm excited to build that. That'll be good fun. It's been I'm a bit tuckered out. It's been a long day. So why I got up crazy early yesterday morning. I got up at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, I wasn't up that early.
Well, it's because the day before there was the Elden Ring Nightreign.
No wonder you fell asleep at 7.
Exactly right.
I'm gonna read. No, Joe, you've got a baby.
I can do it. There was the Elden Ring Nightreign playtest, and I jumped in on Friday. and I jumped in on the dot on Friday, and I got one game in. I died so many times. We died at the end of the day, so we'll get into how it works in a second. I didn't get to play hardly anything, but then I was like, right, I'm going to get up early tomorrow because the networks failed. It was an absolute farce in terms of it working, which is what I guess these playtests are for, is to test things like the network. But I really, really enjoyed what I played. I by the time, I'm glad I got up early.
That's cool.
It took me by surprise. I I never finished Elden Ring. It's definitely one of the things I really, really want to go back to. Um, and I can really see me and you getting into this game, dude. I really, really can.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't play it, because I didn't want to play it on my own. Because it wasn't like Elden Ring I can play on my own, but this was a multiplayer game. I don't want to play it with random people. Um, I'm I've never been a fan of random matchmaking. In a game like
Well,
this, I'd rather be a little bit coordinated, have a bit of fun with my buddies.
I'd
So
read that you can go in. So apparently, you can either go in solo or with three. And even when you go in three, you can sort of go off and do your own thing. Because if other people are killing stuff, you get the sort of points.
okay,
So the idea is that you can bank it as a team. So say me and you were both going for the same enemy, and you got the last hit. It's not then we're fighting over that last hit, because that,
no,
I guess,
yeah,
could
yeah.
cause some bother. So I was just running off doing my own thing and getting slaughtered. So you get a set load of gear when you jump in, and then as you run around and kill things, you can pick up new weapons, pick up different things. Um, and the first couple of times I was playing, I was very much soloing it, and by the time we get to the boss, I died so much, and my levels were so low that I'd fucking wipe in a second. It was really frustrating. And I at that point I was like, this sucks. Like, I don't get it. It's not fun. Um, and then I found a good team, and I used the magic caster, which is always good to do when you're starting out on like Elden Ring or Dark Souls and things like this, because you can stand at the back and you can just lob magic at things. It's pretty cool. And I picked up a weapon right early that you had to be level 9 for, and I'd never reached level. I think I'd reached level 3 at that point. I was like, I really want to be able to use this weapon. I really, really want to be able to figure out what this is. Um, and another weapon that I picked up was, what is it called? Rani's, oh, something Rani's. Oh, I don't know. I made a note, but it was like this black hole that just went at an enemy and took fucking, like, off a boss would take out half their health. It was disgustingly overpowered. It wiped my magic, and we were playing together as a team. There was two of us magic users, and one was playing as the sort of brute force warrior. And yeah, dude, it was so much fun. We got so far. We got through the first day easy, just like absolutely wiped it. And then we were running around together, and we were like, there was ants falling from the sky. There was crazy chariot bosses. There's hippos. We faced the Godskin apostle. It was just sick, and it's constant, and it's constantly throwing stuff at you. And at the end, when you do finish a run, you get like boons for your next run. So like, oh, from now on your attacks do poison damage, and that will last forever. So it's not sort of the roguelike where you can just be, you finish a game and it's like, oh well, that did nothing. My next match is going to be exactly the same. And it's, you get these for specific characters. The boss variety is so good, and we did only make it to the end of day 2 because at that point the boss just, yeah, we still weren't playing enough as a team. We didn't know how to play the game properly, and it took about 30-40 minutes to get there, which surprised me as well. I didn't realize just how long the sort of matches could go on for. um, yeah, I'm so stoked for this game. I can't rate what I played highly enough, and it's like a £35 game. It's not like this big AAA thing. It's just a bit of fun for us to play together. And something that's really exciting is, from it, a lot of people have said, like, please, can we just do duos? Like, why do we have to do threes? We don't want the third person if we just have to have a rando who's going to run around and not help. So it could potentially mean that me and you can just play the two of us, which is going to be sick. I really hope we can. It would be really, really good.
I mean, Ken will get it as well.
Yeah.
Some of the other books, someone else might as well. Anyway, but it will be. Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, that was why I didn't play it, because I didn't want to I know I could have just gone in and done what I wanted, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to play the game,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to. Yeah, wasn't interested in doing
Yeah.
that. I should have
I'm
just given away my code, to be honest. Someone else could have it.
well, I don't know. We didn't realize, did we, when we got the codes that we wouldn't be able to play together. So that's the frustrating thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't download it until the day, so I knew I wouldn't be able to, but
Oh.
yeah, well.
And we couldn't record it. So I've got some footage. I'll throw up. I may have already popped up. And I screen recorded from my phone because I couldn't be bothered to use my capture card. So there's some funny footage, I'm sure, popping up of me dying. But yeah, a good game. I'm very, very much now looking forward to it.
Nice.
Another game that's been a long time coming, and I don't know how much you've played, but I saw it pop up. You were streaming Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
How you thinking?
Yeah, I was waiting for that one. Yeah, so that's why I mentioned Ratchet and Clank for like playing. I'm playing the game. Final Fantasy, I still feel like I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
So, but I'm willing. I want to play it because I've wanted to play it for ages. But I figured I might as well do it on stream. But yeah, I mean, I haven't got that far yet. I'm only like 3 hours in, and most of it's been watching the game. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it will get a bit more getting to play it. Hopefully, the area I just got to, I get to run 300 meters to the objective this time instead of 10. So yeah, we'll see.
When the combat kicks in, I think that's the icing on the cake of that game. So
Yeah, it's okay so far. Again, I haven't played the game yet. I've watched the game, so I don't. Like yesterday, I started streaming it, and I think literally out of the 2 hours I was streaming, I played the game for 5 minutes.
yeah.
So,
When I first started playing it, I fell asleep. That's the truth. I was like, I wasn't
me at the
playing
end
enough.
of
It didn't
15.
keep me. I fell asleep. Which,
I
as
still to
people who watch the
this
streams know, it
day
happens.
don't know the end of Final Fantasy 15. I beat who I imagine was the final boss, and then fell asleep, and then never bothered to do it again. Like I
Oh
fell
yeah,
asleep
Final
with the
Fantasy 15.
controller in my hand as the cutscene was happening. I don't know what happened. I beat the boss, and he drained all my energy. I fell asleep during the final cutscene. I hope there wasn't another boss after that, and I just didn't do it.
Well, I know that they changed the ending after I finished it because people complained.
Oh,
So
maybe there's a new ending. Maybe there's another
there
ending
is.
I gotta
Oh
get.
well, it depends
Okay.
when you finished it, but there is a new ending
Oh
for
no!
since
Remember, I
release.
got my PS4 for Final Fantasy 15, so I beat it like day 3.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen the original ending, but I've seen the original ending.
But yeah, well, there you go. I haven't seen either of them. Neither of them. I don't know. I don't know about the second one, but the first. They sort of Mass Effect 3'd it. Do you remember when everyone was annoyed about that ending? I don't know if you
We're not
recall
talking
that.
about
So you played the first ending too, right? Of Mass Effect 3.
that. We're not talking about that.
Okay. Well, apparently there's a
That
better
makes me
ending.
sad.
Well,
No, they fucked that game. There's not a better ending. They
Oh,
fucked it.
fuck it.
They Indiana Jones. Man, like I've got the legendary playthrough, yeah, and I was all set to go into 3, but they destroyed my immersion because I always play Paragon Shepherd. Like I'm army, so like I play as a soldier. I don't play none of that biotics, no nothing. I got guns and grenades. And this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to play Renegade like pirate ship. And I was playing a bit different. And I get to Mass Effect 3, and my guy's working for the Alliance again. Fuck no. And he was all like, happy shit. Nah, fuck that shit, man. Oh, makes me so sad.
They were Mass Effect 1 and 2 were fantastic. I thought loads of people moaned about 1. I loved it. That
One's
was one
more
of
of an RPG, two's more of a shooter, I think.
yeah. Mass Effect 1 was the same as Fallout 3. So both those games I played for a little bit and then was like, I don't really get it. And then returned to both of them and loved them both so much. Became
Yeah.
2 of my favorite games.
Yeah,
Which is nuts.
Mass Effect 1, I fucking absolutely adore. 2's one of the one of the perfect games.
Yeah, I'd agree. Absolutely.
And is a perfect sequel. Uh, one and two perfect games. One might have some flaws, some issues. The camera is a bit janky sometimes. But it was an old game. Fucking 360. Jeez, that was fucking killer of it. Oh, we've got way off tangent. But...
Yeah. Well, the tangent is video games. So I don't know.
Mass Effect. Oh,
Well, it's sort of in
always
topic
calibrate.
and current. Like BioWare did just do a new Dragon Age, which again I didn't play, which is shocking that it's not a game that I picked up on day one when they were. They could do no wrong in my eyes for so long, and now I'm just like, just another studio doing studio stuff. Like,
I was never a big fan of Dragon Age anyway. It's not my sort
oh,
of RPG.
fair.
Did you ever play Andromeda?
No, I have it. The
Yeah,
problem with
same.
that again, I just heard. I shouldn't let it happen, but I just heard so much like stuff.
Yeah, it like the eyes and the faces were weird. Like when it first came out, did you see all those clips? It looks so
Yeah.
weird, man. I played a little bit. I played like 2 hours of it. It's Mass Effect, but it's not Mass Effect. There's no Shepard.
But and this
Shepard.
is it.
Like
They're going to a whole. So I read the book prior to it. So I read all the Mass Effect books, which for 1, 2, and 3, and then I read the prequel book for Andromeda, and very much it's. So I sort of know the prequel part of Andromeda, and they're very much going to a whole new place, a whole new thing. So it's kind of like starting again. But the problem with Mass Effect is there's so much lore. There's so much to pull from. It's like why would you do that? So yeah, very curious to. I would love to play that game. That is definitely high up on my games that I wish I could stop time and play. But that's it. It's a long game and there's other stuff.
I don't
want
to play a long. I don't mind playing a long good. Well, obviously a long good game.
Good game.
I don't want to play a long mediocre game. I don't want to be at the end and be like, right, cool, I played that. I want to either be super happy I played it or super pissed I played it. Like, at least if it was bad, I'd just like, all right, shit, man, I wasted my time a bit. But if it was like, it's like almost worse. I don't know. It's not, but I don't know. In my head, it is. My head canon. Mediocre is worse than bad.
There is a new Mass Effect coming. It's on the horizon. They are they calling it Mass Effect 4? I don't know. But I'm definitely curious to see what they do. I have no hopes. I'm holding no breath that it'll be a good game. I don't expect it will be. But something that has happened, we can just drop in, was the PlayStation, what do they call it now? State of Play. And we both stayed up late to watch it. What did you think?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, there were some things I thought looked super interesting. But the rest was a bit. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, Metal Gear looked fucking cool.
But yeah, it is.
I'm not a big Metal Gear fan, but that did look really good.
It's a game we've played. It's like, oh yeah, it will be more Metal Gear.
It was like the game that had like the clay art.
Yeah,
that looked really cool. In fact, that was a VR game as well. That looked kind of nice,
spooky.
And there was a couple of others that looked alright.
What did you think of Split Fiction? Because that's one I want to buy to play with you.
Which one was that?
It's the 2-player split screen. It's from the guys who did It Takes Two and A Way Out. So I think I've brought it up with you before, and at the time you're like, okay, yeah, I might play that with you. It goes to different places. So like one level is like super sci-fi. One's you go into another universe and it's fancy. Yeah,
who write stories.
Oh, they're writing. See, I don't know much about the plot. I just know.
That was what was in the trailer. It was stories that they'd written through childhood, and I don't know.
Man, I'd missed that completely. I think, well, maybe.
Did you even watch that trailer? It was like well in your face.
Maybe that was when I was watching and Belle was next to me. And because again, I think that's when I know that I'm going to play a game anyway, I sort of turn off a bit because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be spoiled. So I think I was just, but yeah, The good thing about that one is when you buy the game, you get a free friend pass, so you wouldn't have to buy it. You could just play with me
Okay,
for
cool.
free.
All right, fine. Yeah, I wouldn't buy that game. Sorry.
No. Well, it's not.
Um,
It's not a game that you would go out and buy, but I think it might be a game that you enjoy to play. It gives me Ratchet and Clank vibes a bit, just in the sense of just fun, story driven. You don't like, as
I
in
don't know.
no
Those sort of
cutscene
games just always look
stupidness.
like, I don't know. Just don't ever look like you're doing much. And uh, I've never played one, so I don't know.
Well,
But
me and Belle played a bit of It Takes Two. We played a couple of hours of that, and it was a real good laugh, a real good fun game. And it's a lot of like one of you has to do something and you help the other person. It reminds me of couch co-op from the 90s, and I really like that sort of. The whole thing's split screen, so you can see the other person the entire time. It's cool.
okay.
I think we'll enjoy it. And what did you think of the Dynasty Warriors roguelite? Is that something that you could play? It's a bit like Vampire
Yeah, maybe.
Survivors.
Maybe. Okay, probably not something I'd buy. If it was just free on the PlayStation catalog, maybe I might give it a go. I could give that little Gundam game a go. But probably wouldn't be something I continue to play. It'd be an
Fair.
interesting sort of idea, but
Well,
it looks like it'll probably get a bit samey.
a series that I know you've played the shit out of, because the last game that came out, we had a big group LAN party with, we each brought our own PlayStations and TVs, and that was for Borderlands 3, and Borderlands 4 is coming
Looks
out.
boring. I don't know about the Vault Hunters look kind of rubbish. Like they've watered down, I think. I liked Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 had story going to it. Borderlands 3 was disappointing as fuck.
Agreed.
And I've tried to play that a few times, and I platinum trophied Borderlands 3, so I've played it a fair amount.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. They fell off hard. Borderlands 2, masterpiece, amazing game. Even the pre-sequel was funny because it was actually tied to that story in the universe, and it carried on, but they just went off on a mad tangent. And some people love it. Fair play. I mean, the looting, shooting aspect, great. I'd rather play a better one though.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with it, but I'm not excited for it. At all.
The problem for Borderlands is they can never have a better villain. Handsome Jack was too good. Like I was such a good fucking villain. Like you loved him, but he was fucking diabolical. He was. Dude, you notice I did that in the Billy accent. Like, he was that diabolical. But he was amazing, and no one compares to him. Like to this day, he is in my top 3 video game villains. Like he's that good. His fucking script and voice acting and everything was amazing, and his story was well sad as well.
Yeah, it's a shame. I think sometimes you have to let these franchises let them go. Like, because otherwise you kill them. Like if you don't let them die, you kill them.
Like they tried to. Did you see they tried to make a Borderlands card game or board game? And that
really?
Failed. That flopped hard. Yeah. They tried to release a board game. They tried to make Borderlands way too big.
It was brilliant for what it was. I liked all the secrets and the that's what I loved about 2 is all the random secrets and the stuff. Like it felt again like a 90s game, and I didn't personally find any of that stuff.
Odd little Easter eggs and stuff like that. It's like if you run far enough this way through the acid, you'll find a bonfire. What? Yeah, you'll find a bonfire and you can rest at it, and it'll be a safe point. There's fucking loads of them. Yeah, going around finding all the little vault symbols.
No, it was brilliant.
Yeah,
it was so good. Video games.
There's another one that looked well. I was just sad there was no Dante, man. You said there was going to be Dante before, and then there was
Yeah,
no
I'm so
Dante, man.
sorry.
I was so sad. That's the
Well,
only reason I stayed up to watch it.
I still think it's coming. I do still think it's coming. I think that they were pushing on Emusha, and so they don't want to like muddy the waters.
Yeah.
And
After
we
Capcom, there was like 2 Capcom games, weren't there? And then there was like, no, there's definitely unless it comes right at the end.
But that game that came out at the end, Saris Polaris, the new Housemarque game. I don't know if you played any of Returnal, but that looked spooky.
No, it's you played a bit of that one.
Yeah, it kicked my ass, but I love Returnal as much as it kicked my ass. That's one I want to go back to massively. Want to go back and finish that game. I remember my friend Matt, just because I kept telling him like it's supposed to be amazing, he platinumed it. He was just, and he kept being like, so yeah, I've got really far. I'm like, yeah, I'm playing something else. Like, I got really stuck on one boss because it's a bullet hell game, and I've never been good at bullet hell ever. I wanted to be good at that game so badly, and I was not. So
I'm okay at bullet hell. Not. I'll have I'll have a horrendous hour and then an amazing 5 minutes, and I'll think I'm God, and then another horrendous hour. Well, not horrendous, but yeah, I'll do bad. I just feel like ARPGs now are just like bullet hell games.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely similarities, right? And they sort of started to cross over. You know, things like Binding of Isaac, stuff like that. They're very like, roguelike bullet hell. Hades has definitely got bullet hell. These roguelike general ones have definitely taken.
Even Nier Automata did to a degree, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no question. Yeah.
Well, it's more like Devil May Cry RPG, but still,
I do think there will be more Devil Cry. I think the writing's on the wall. The fact that anime is coming out, I just think we're gonna have to wait. I do think we're gonna have to wait, and they're not gonna let Devil May Cry die. That's one that they're gonna keep milking the udder of for a long, long time.
Do you reckon it'll be a sequel or brand new?
I'm torn because of what they're doing with Capcom and their Resident Evil and the success they've had, and the fact with Onimusha how they're remake HDifying 2 at the same time as doing a new game. I think that we could get it, and I think they would do Devil May Cry 2 over 1, because a lot of people don't like 1. I know
people don't like 2. What are you talking
is
about?
it?
Devil May Cry 1 is loved.
I love Devil May Cry 1. I'm with it.
Devil May Cry 1 is universally loved.
Oh,
Devil May Cry 2 is the one that's hated. Devil May Cry 2 was made. Yeah.
Because that was the different team, right?
Made by, without the consent of the people that made the first one.
I'm getting confused.
Has no relevance to any plot. There's some random side chick that you play as that you've got like a whole extra game for. Yeah, I mean, it was Devil May Cry. I played it. I didn't give a fuck. But yeah, no, it's if anything, I don't think they do 1. I think they do 3.
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
because that's the one, really.
I would want a Devil May Cry 1 remake, not just a HDifying. I'd want a remake, and I also want a new Devil May Cry. I want both. I think I would actually want a remake of 1 more. I love Devil May Cry 1 personally. That's what I want.
I would want 3 just because start the story. And I think 3 is probably my favorite. Although 1 is 1's up there. Devil May Cry, man. Sweet style.
But this is it. And the anime.
I'm really upset that I don't get like a score at the end of my Final Fantasy fights. So you give me all these points and all these times 2. Start. Where's my score? Just give me a number. It doesn't have to mean anything. Just give me a number.
Mm-hmm. It's very. Those fights are very Devil May Cry. And there's a reason that the team behind the fight was the Devil May Cry team. But yeah, when it first, I was very nervous about it. I didn't think I'd like it, and it's fantastic. It's I loved 15. I think you'll, by the end of it, I think you'll really enjoy it. I really do. I hope.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm watching more of a game than I'm playing at the moment, which is
I can't.
frustrating for me. That's one of the things I don't like about modern games.
And I can't defend that because you're 100% right. We'll have to check back in if you do keep playing. We'll have to check back in and see.
No, I will. I'm gonna have to. I'm playing it in Japanese as well. More funny. Like the subtitles coming up, and I'm like, somebody says an entire line. Yeah, it was at one point I was dying laughing. The subtitles read so says 10 words. I shit you not. You definitely said 10 individual words, and the subtitles read What's going on here? It's a bit fucky. I don't think the translation's quite right.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Oh, speaking of translations, we are sort of nearing the end of the podcast. But there's some madness going on in One Piece at the moment. Some people think it's the new coming. Getting your opinion of it. You sort of, not so enthralled by the reveals.
I mean, it's just a person. It's not the man marked by flames, and it's not the person with the eye patch. Doesn't mean anything, in my opinion. Like, it's cool if you love it. It's cool. I mean, it's just one of Roger's peeps, right? It's not
potentially. He does seem to have a scopper that looks like it could be a burn mark. So that's something that I would say. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Cool, but
ink dot on the page.
But this is it. Something that
some people read way too much into One Piece.
Well, so there is a mural and there is a particular character, and it looks quite dragony. And someone that I watch is a guy called Ohara, does some amazing videos on YouTube, and lives in Japan, and sort of was looking at the original translation of the Celestial Dragons, and supposedly it doesn't translate perfectly, just like a lot of the translations across don't always translate perfectly. And the translation of Celestial Dragon could actually be translated as the followers of the Celestial Dragon's followers, or the Celestial Dragon's people, which could open. It could be very interesting if it was just down to a mistranslation many years ago that has never been fixed, and it could reveal quite a lot. And I just think it's mad that translations can do that. Like Laugh Tale, what was it called originally? Laugh Tale. It had a totally different name. I can't remember what it is. Raftail, yeah. It's just, it's mad. I've never realized just how, because of our, we read all these translations, just how different our text is. And like you're saying in the video game, it's different. It's not. They're not saying that's not what he said. Like, unless we know Japanese, we'll never know the true context.
It's got kanji has certain inflections, and depending on how you do it and stuff, right? It's tough.
Man,
that's why sometimes I quite like scantillated stuff, because
absolutely,
you get the little editor notes and stuff in it. Well, this means in this kanji, the way that they say this, it kind of means this, blah blah blah. I quite appreciate those sometimes.
No, I do. I
I get them a lot in Kingdom, a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they romanticize the names, because it's based on real people. Because Shin is an actual person, is an actual general from Chinese history.
Wow.
But they romanticize the names, and so a lot of the characters are real, but they've slightly different names, and they'll tell you like their real Chinese name in there, and then the romanticized name for the.
That's cool.
So you get that's why if you're ever watching it, sometimes it swaps to the actual names, and it really threw me off at one point.
Yeah.
So that's those their actual real names is when they swap. That's what they're really actually called. But yeah, they're meant to have those more anime-ish manga names. Makes it a bit easier.
It's just up until now, I never realized just how different what we get is to what the original text is. I just find it interesting, like really opened my eyes a lot. And yeah, I've never wanted to be able to, use that monkey paw wish, rub that genie lamp, and be able to just understand all of kanji, all of Japanese, and just get it. Yeah, it would be fantastic. And I just can't learn it. The amount of times I've tried and I've used apps and all sorts, and yeah, my brain sucks. I barely know English. Like, fingers crossed one day.
Yeah. When you get the time.
Maybe it's something we'll do together. Is it something you'd want to know?
No.
That was straight to the point. Nah.
As, my brain doesn't work that way for learning. I can't. I would have to go out and actively just speak to people. I'd have to take like some weird classes. Yeah,
Move out there.
Like book learning won't work for me.
No, that's fair. It's fair. We all learn in different ways.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, I could learn to speak it. I could learn to speak it, but learning to read it would probably be a struggle for me.
Yeah, well, it's very different things, isn't it? It is. Yeah, it's very different. And the trouble is, by the sounds of it, it's very different for even people who know it and have studied it for years and years and years.
It's still hard.
They even struggle. So it's we're fucked.
You put the little tick in the wrong place, and you're suddenly telling someone to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
What?
Whoops. And there's a load of TikToky things that I've watched, and they're talking about that how they use the same word for the same word for different things. And what did you do?
But you just said a full sentence. I just said a full sentence.
Fantastic. But
then we've got stuff like that, don't we?
Yeah, no, we do. But it's just that we're used to it, so we don't realise.
Yeah, read, red. There. Where.
Which?
Yeah.
Fun language. We'll figure it out one day.
Like the same word twice next to each other, and it will make sense. That you can, well, not on its own, obviously doesn't make sense. But...
Talking about going down a Beyond Worlds rabbit hole, we have done it this episode, well and truly.
Yeah, hey, it's a late one. Normally we don't do this. Normally we're fueled on coffee. I'm not fueled on coffee at the moment.
Normally it's first thing in the morning. It's the first thing we do.
No, it's squash and sandwiches. So
I did have squash before we started.
And you've just driven and
long old drive.
Yeah, so
cracking. Well, that is the podcast. You've had it. I hope it was enjoyable.
Hope you made
we crammed a lot in.
Thank you, Belle. I don't think I'll thank Belle for a while. Thanks, Belle.
Yeah. Oh, bless her. A number one fan, and the first fan. But there are others. So to all of you listening, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I love you too.
Jumping in, listening to us, and we massively appreciate it. Those new listeners, those old listeners, the ones who now watch us on video and get to see the beautiful us. Thank you so much for being part of the crew. Don't forget, coming up, we do have.
It's going to change soon. It's going to be weird. Have like a box.
We do have the Beyond Worlds book club. Just one more reminder: Robin Hobbs, the Assassin's Apprentice. Really excited for that one. I love our book clubs, so please do check out Dungeon Crawler Carl and Mistborn. Or
a really good one for the next one. It looks really fun.
Wicked cool. So yeah, and that's it. I hope you're enjoying the Beyond Worlds book club. If you're not, let us know. If you are, let us know. Please do leave a comment. It helps us out massively.
Why not? Why don't you like books?
Well, they might not like our books. So,
well, did you read it?
If you didn't, listen to us and you'll want to.
Well,
who knows? Until next week, I've been Beyond Joe.
And Sunday Stephen's going to sleep.
And thank you for joining us
in this other world.